Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I give all praises going on to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Makakadash, double honors to apostles and elders of greatness, stone of the well. Citations to hopefully like them scattered in the four corners of the earth. And all praises going on in the truth to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Makakadash. Yeah, man, without further ado, we're going to go into a short lesson. Alright, and right in the background it says Vladimir Putin warns West as Russia hits Ukraine with new missiles. Alright, and it's beautiful how these prophecies are unfolding very quickly, right? But first and foremost, the MOTB will become very mandatory very soon. All right, that has to start first, which is eventually going to lead to what? World War III. All right, and the Lord is the one who's speeding up these prophecies. All right, let me get a couple of scriptures and then I'm on the spot. This is beautiful times, man. Alright. This is Joel chapter 3. Alright. It says, verse 9, it says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Alright. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I'm strong. Assemble yourself and come down, all ye heathen, and gather yourself together round about. Hither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. Let the heathens be awakened and come up to the valley of Yahweh Shaphat. For there will I will sit to judge all the heathens around about. Alright? And the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash is the one who's supposed to win these battles. Alright? There's a scripture tell you that all these nations, they're going to be gathered together, and they're going to turn their nuclear missiles to Babylon, aka America, which is going to be destroyed with terminal nuclear fire. All right. Let me get another precept. All right. Ezekiel 38:1. It says, and the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief priests of Mishal and Tubal, and prophesy against them. Now, Russia is in the land of what? Japhet. All right, and Meshach and Tubal, right? Those are the sons of Japhet. But when Esau, were coming up into power, all right, they actually went and took over those lands, all right. They conquered those lands and they settled there, all right. Some of the Edomites, all right. Russia is also Edomites as well, all right. And this scripture is referring to them. And what scripture says, verse 3, and say thus, Yahweh power, behold, I'm against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Mishal and Tubal, right? Verse 4, and I will turn thee back and put hooks unto thy jaw, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with buckles and shields, all of them handling swords. All right, and Russia basically is going to be what? A guard onto these nations. All right, Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shields and helmet. Gomar and all his bands, the house of Togomar of the north quarter, and all his bands, and many people with thee. Verse 7, be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. Because what? The Most High is what? He had chosen what? Russia, all right, to be one of the spearheads, so to be a guard unto these nations, all right. Supply them with whatever they need, whether it be these nations like North Korea. They recently did send troops basically into Russia to take down this Ukraine. All right, and all these other countries, they're actually showing support to Russia. Likewise, Russia is basically showing them support. All right, all these other countries that were known to be agricultural countries, all right, are now beginning to what, to have access to them, to missiles. They're actually selling their, so like they're selling their agriculture and what, preparing what, missiles. All right, we just read it in Joel chapter 3. Let the weak say I'm strong. All right, before, these nations were in fear of Babylon, because when you go back in the time in the Hiroshima bombing, all right, you saw what Babylon did basically to Moab. All right, so now the Lord is what, putting the spirit upon these nations, them to prepare themselves to what, to destroy Babylon, aka America. All right, let me jump back to the video. All right.
After Russia raised the stakes in the war against Ukraine by firing an experimental ballistic missile, the NATO military alliance has said it won't be deterred from supporting Kyiv. NATO will hold an emergency meeting on Tuesday to discuss Russia's launch of the hypersonic intermediate range missile, but says it will not change the course of the conflict. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has said that Russia's use of the weapon is a clear and severe escalation which the world has to.
All right, says basically Russia said it will not turn back from basically what the mission is. All right, and the scripture tell you clearly in Ezekiel 38 that the Lord will not turn them back. All right, from His purpose. All right, and when you go into the scripture in 2nd Ezra 16, it tells you clearly that the Lord is the one who's the mighty archer that is going to what, prepare these missiles or guide them onto the Babylon to destroy them. All right, to what, to make that land desolate, man. All right, also in the land of Israel, where Amalek is, who's claiming to be what, Jewish. All right, there that land also is going to be cleansed by missiles. All right, and in the midst of World War III, Babylon is going to be destroyed by a terminal nuclear fire and by the laser beams that are going to come onto these chariots of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, which are ignorantly called UFOs today. All right.
Respond to. Ukraine says the missile flew for 15 minutes at Mach 11. It hit the Ukrainian city of Dnipro and it has a range of 3,000 miles. That means it's a weapon that could be capable of reaching targets across Europe. Well, President Putin, meanwhile, says Russia reserves the right to use missiles against the military installations of any country which has itself fired weapons into Russian territory. He said he thinks the United States has got the message. Ukraine is believed to have already used British Storm Shadow missiles to hit targets inside Russia and American Attacker missiles as well. Well, our Russia editor, Steve Rosenberg, has the latest from Moscow.
The Kremlin leader has upped the stakes in an escalating conflict. In an address to the nation, his reaction to Ukraine launching US and British long-range missiles at Russia.
From this moment, as we have underlined many times before, the regional conflict in Ukraine, one provoked by the West, has taken on elements of a global nature.
In response, President Putin said, Russia targeted Ukraine with a new intermediate-range ballistic missile. Then, this warning to countries supplying Kyiv with weapons.
We have the right to use our weapons against military facilities of countries that allow their weapons to be used against our sites. And if there is an escalation of aggressive actions, we will respond just as decisively and symmetrically. I recommend ruling elites of countries hatching plans to use their military forces against Russia to think seriously about this.
For months, Vladimir Putin had been warning the West. You allow Ukraine to use your long-range missiles to attack Russia, and we will view that as NATO countries entering a direct confrontation with Moscow. But this national address is the starkest sign so far from Mr. Putin that he is ready to hit back. The UK-made Storm Shadow has a maximum range of around 150 miles. Moscow